welcome to our players from overseas. Number 95, Remy Morris.
Kia koto, welcome everybody to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name is Matt Chavez. We're here today with Dan Nichols doing color. Thanks for joining us, Dan.
Thank you.
And wow, it's early. It's very, very early. April, like it's almost an April Fool's joke in a way to get this schedule so early, but why are we doing it, Dan?
Well, we're here early in April because the IIHF tournaments, New Zealand are hosting them this year for the Ice Blacks and the Ice Ferns playing out of Dunedin at the end of April. So they've pulled the season forward this season, so the players in that Ice Blacks and likewise in the Women's League Ice Ferns squad can get some games under their belt and put them into the best position possible going into those international tournaments.
Well, it's definitely early, and we're going to get some real NZIHL regular season hockey started here with what has been a tough team for the Red Devils historically, and especially in the last 7 or 8 years, yes. The SkyCity Stampede.
Yes, they're up against a formidable foe here, the Stampede, obviously. Probably the team to beat over the last 8 years. In the last 8 years, they've won it 7 times. So the Stampede have definitely got form. They've got a strong squad. Again, a lot of returning players from that Red Devils squad this year. Again, they've had another bit of changeover, some new players coming in. Inputs from last season, obviously not returning, new inputs, new faces coming through. So it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Absolutely very interesting, and also interesting as they split their weekend series last weekend with Botany and with the Phoenix Thunder winning both of their games against the Admirals. The standings are quite upside down. We'll talk about those a little bit later. But we're going to get started here with first period action here at the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. We're going to get ready for Red Devils Hockey 2025. Here we go. Right off the mark with the import, and that is Remy Morris losing that first face-off, and the Red Devils are underway with the puck. They move it forward, and that's up to Fabian Haast. Fabian also another import for the Red Devils, and they are, giving up the puck, and SkyCity getting started with their offense, although that's turned over and knocked into the board here. And the Stampede trying to set up an offense, but it goes out to Brown. Long shot in, and that's dropped. And it is Aston Brooks in goal for the Stampede. The logo is undefeated. You fire that puck in right at their chest, and it never gets by. But the Red Devils getting underway with the offense. And Meisternock sending it around the board, not out, and the Stampede with the puck. They're moving around, out to the point. Low shot in, that's deflected, and it's gonna come right back out. And that's Moncrief, one of our Australians, knocking it forward. And that gets dumped around to Callum Burns again. Dodwell with a flip. That stays in, and a whiff there. Bull not getting much on that. It gets turned around. Risky Jones coming up, gaining the blue line, going up the right side. He gets bodied off by Tappan. Luke with a good shot there, taking the body, and excellent defense, but that clearance pass doesn't get out, and a stop by Dan Reason.
A nice free-flowing start there to the game. I think the Red Devils will be pretty happy with those first couple of shifts, getting most of the possession down the Stampede end. A long-range shot dump in there as well, but a lovely wee turnover there we saw with a wee chance Hayden Bull popping it out, but unable to get a good shot.
And a good pace to start with. Nothing too frantic, yet nothing dull about this one, although this one does go for an icing call. Just as I say that, that's the announcer's curse. And it's Amston getting back there first so we can get another face-off.
Indeed. Yeah, just a bit of pressure there from the Stampede off the face-off. Thomas not too much timing on the sideboard and played it hard and up. You'd rather that than a turnover.
Hurley's going to take this one against Moncrief. And I think that one's Thomas. We've got a couple of Moncriefs. And that goes out to center ice. Puck goes by. Thomas trying to get a hold of it. Now offside, and it gets called offside.
Yes, we've got a couple of the Moncrief brothers coming and joining us from Sydney, Australia.
From Sydney.
Yes, they've played for the Bears the last couple of seasons.
Well, we are glad to have Any and all imports here. It's although I don't know exactly what the rules are on Australians. I think there's something quirky about that, but we'll talk about that later. There's lots of time. But in the meantime, Camp True throwing it forward. That's going to go up past Hurley, out to True again on the near blue line. Brown gets it, but doesn't clear it. Goes behind, and it is Kaluzny with a defensive play there, getting that out of the zone, back to neutral. They go for a switch. Moncrief's up still high on the play, as is Harry Lowe, and that goes back out to neutral ice. Tappan's going to collect it if he can get there before McIntosh. McIntosh, a pretty quick skater. He gets that knocked away from him, and as they change, it's Mason Reese getting there first and pushing it behind the Brooks goal. That goes out to Morris. Flipped behind by Reese, goes into the corner. Haas looking for it, but leaves it. Shot by Morris. It gets knocked away. Haas with it, setting up, getting the pass out to Tappen. Tappen with a good shot and a glove save.
Great puck movement there by the Red Devils. Luke Tappen.
We'll see if we can get that. And there, we'll go right back to regular play here because that was a little slow. And we're back to the ice with Morris trying to keep that in. That gets turned around back to Tappen. Tappen holds. And that puck comes in. Moncrief with a shot. That goes off the face mask. And we're getting a little, apparently we've got a little bit too bright of ice here, so we'll try to make an adjustment shortly. Hard to tell from inside. The lighting is different this year, so no surprises for us. Something's going to go wrong. Morris with it with the puck. Takes the shot off Brooks' glove. A second shot. That goes aside. Moncrief with it. And that gets sent around the boards. Boole's got it. He keeps it in, takes the shot, and Brooks holds on to it.
Canterbury Red Devils getting a few chances here early. Rebounds coming out, but just bouncing around, and the players following up can't seem to get some wood on it to put it in. But yeah, some chemistry forming here, I think, between the two imports, Haast and Morris. And the puck gets dumped back down. Dan Reason comes out and plays it to the sideboards as Hopkins moves it up.
Yeah, Hopkins has been here. Well, he's been here all morning, actually, while we've been setting up. So I know he was working with the youth team, so good to see him out on the ice. And they stop in play there. That's
icing call.
Icing called. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of technical work as we go here in the broadcast to try and get the white balance a little bit better. If you can bear with us, we'll try to keep the game going as we go. Moncrief with the face-off. And that goes behind the net. Moncrief again sends it low, gets intercepted by Amston, sent forward. Good avoidance there by Ruski Jones. That gets thrown up by Moncrief into neutral, but turned back to Clark for the Stampede. Stampede hold on to it with a little bit of forecheck there by Harry Loeb, and that works because Moncrief comes in. Oh, and a big hit there. Some physicality early.
Moncrief brothers don't lack size. What we're looking here.
No, you know, and there's going to be the obvious reference here with the brothers in a hockey movie that we know of from a long time ago, but we'll see if it turns out that way. Moncrief with it, knocks it away for just a moment, and Meisternock sends it up to Reese. Reese with it. Reese is going to go in 1-on-3. He sends it low and looks for the dump and chase. He gets there first into the corner, goes around behind the net, and turned over. And another big hit. Reese laying the body out, and the Red Devils definitely playing a more physical brand of hockey for 2025 to start with.
Yeah, typically Stampede have been known for being a physical, gritty team, but it looks like Red Devils giving it to them so far.
Haas with it in the corner looking for an outlet. Goes around to Morris. Morris up high. Shot, and that, I think that actually hit metal there as that went behind, and we have a stop in play.
Yeah, lovely saucer pass up to the blue line there. Meisternock gained control of it. Lovely wrist in, and yes, that was posting up.
Yeah, it looked like it just got a tiny fraction of it, but just enough to send that ring through the audio of the broadcast there, and you know it hit something then. And
Bit of a late player change there.
who was that? True? Cam True on the not allowing the change there, and that puck goes out. It's going to get chased down by Kaluzny. Kaluzny gets there. He fights off the opposing Ross Nolan, the MVP of last year for the NZIHL. But it's actually going to be Amston that I'm interested in watching today, Dan, because Amston's, I think he's a +5 already.
Oh, yeah.
And even though they split the games, and Nolan only has an assist thus far, even though he was MVP. The shot coming in quick, and that goes high and knocked away by Reason. Good position save there.
Indeed, a few of them had a really good start to the season last weekend. And if you look back at last season's scorings, 3 of the Stampede players, the top 3-point scorers, we had McIntosh, Nolan Ross, and Lockie Freer rounding out the top 3. So we've got firepower.
They do indeed, and they know how to use it. Ross with that shot there, he's taking a second one that's deflected high off low into the netting, but that's 2 quick opportunities right off the face-off.
Indeed. It'll be interesting to see how Amston goes. His normal D partner, Callum Burns, playing on a different line this weekend. Mitchell Freer's at home on family duties, I understand. So they've split up their normal D pairing.
A backhanded shot by Ross. And that goes out to True. Back to Thomas, and Thomas holds on to it, doesn't clear the right away, and then he sends it all the way down. It is not icing there, which is a good chase for the Red Devils there. That was, who was that?
Harry Lowe.
That was Harry, and he skated just enough to get that done. Amston taking down Moncrief. And some physicality in those low boards. That's passed around. Looking to get it out of the zone, they do. And that's turned back as the Red Devils go for a couple of changes. Stampede set up. True coming in on the left side. Tapin and Paik out there. Paik getting some ice time. Paik was an interesting one last year. I think he was in the Mako round and got tossed out of there pretty quickly, I think unintentionally, but within the first minute.
Unofficial NZIHL record for the quickest suspension on your debut, I believe.
Oh, and that is a great shot. McCarg with a goal.
Yes, a nice way popped out of the corner there. I think it was Rusty Jones just popped it out to McCarg. Comes in. Dan Reason couldn't seem to find it in that case, and a little bit against the run of play there. Stampede managed to take the first goal here. Go up 1-0.
Let's see if we can get that one as that comes back across. And just a quick wrister there. Yep, there it is. So, go back to center ice. And 1-0 to score. Let's make sure the scorebug's looking good. Okay, that's good. Peter's doing his job. There you go. And good on him. And the Stampede are underway. The Red Devils, if they want to play their part in turning the league upside down this year, they're going to need to start with some offense. And like you said, it was a little against the run of play, but they do need to get some shots on target.
Indeed. It does look Eli Park's out there with the 2 imports, so whether there's been a change to the lineup or whether the coach is just rolling them through with those players.
And as Brown brings that through, there's a quick shot. And they try to get that through the slot, but they can't do it. That puck goes all the way out. Paik's going to chase that one down along with Hopkins. No icing here. Hopkins to Paik, Paik to Brown. Brown looking for the outlet. He goes across the ice and finds Morris. And that puck, well, no, they let that keep going. I thought that hit the side netting there, but they continue. Moncrief has it. Takes the shot. That's deflected. True lifting his stick. And the Stampede look to cross ice and get out 1-on-3. But that's Ross there trying to do something with it. He just gets rubbed out of the play, and then back to Amston. Amston goes across ice. And Dodwell getting a stick on that. Bull there now. Going into the corner, playing against McCarg, I think it was. That goes over to Amston. Amston with a shot. That goes high and right. Hits the board but stays in, and the Devils are behind a little bit on this play with Amston getting a shot knocked down. That's got to come out, and it does. Knocked away, go for a change with the defenders, and the Stampede continue with True looking for the long pass. It connects, gets the blue line. It's Ross and down to Harry Lowe, and that's sent around. It does go out to neutral ice. with the Stampede running the pace of play for the last 2 minutes.
The Gills just been a bit passive in the neutral zone there and letting the Stampede come to them.
And Dan holds on to that one to get a face-off and a bit of a stop with just under half of the first half gone.
It's probably one of the little threats of the Stampede here. They get the puck in the end zone there. They've got good puck control, good passing, good movement, and they can create opportunities. Max
McCart to take this face-off against Moncrief. And that one's, by the way, Thomas Moncrief, not Noah Moncrief. Noah is 19, Thomas is 18, and Tim Thomas is 16. Don't worry, no quiz at the end of this. And the Stampede bring this one back in their offensive zone, looking for a pass, but instead a toe drag and a kick behind the net. But the Red Devils holding on to a little bit of hope here to get this out without much ado, but it's Risky Jones with it again. Now that goes back to Hopkins. Hopkins getting that out of the zone, getting it back to himself. He brings it in. No, sorry, that's Tappan, excuse me. Had the wrong number on that one. Tappan with it in the corner. Pushing away out to Moncrief. Moncrief with a long shot, high and right, just outside the pipes. Thomas goes around. It gets passed behind the net. That's kind of a chopping motion to get it off the net, and a good play there by the Stampede to get that puck out. Red Devils looking for an outlet pass on the change for the Stampede. Moncrief taking it in, and I think was it Meisternock taking that a bit of a shot there. And as that puck comes in, it's stolen away just in time by Mr. Reese.
Great back check.
Mason Reese sending it back to Haast. Haast looking to get things started here with some speed. He's double teamed. He still holds on to the puck. Gets through a third defender, takes the line, holds up, looks for a helper, and that goes across the ice and goes into the corner there. Goes around, and Kaluzny throwing it back around. Goes into the corner, our side corner here, out to Brown. Near side, he whiffs on that long shot pass, and it goes out to Sofer. Brown gets it back. He gets pushed into the half boards, but it goes back to Reese. Reese holds on to it and skates around Reason's net. Waits for Ross to clear, goes out to Brown. Brown gets it stolen from McIntosh. They have to get back, and it was a good, who was that laying out for that? That was Kaluzny giving up the body, making sure that the slot was taken up, and that may have saved a very good chance for the Stampede. They throw this in offside. Kaluzny's going to get it. They go for a line change.
Kaluzny's making his debut as a full-time defenseman this year. Transition from forward back to deep.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, because he was getting, it'll actually give him a lot more ice time too. Bull with it into the corner, and the Stampede pick it up. Greer with it, goes out to Ross. Ross holds on to it. Goes out to McIntosh, but at neutral ice. And Ross with it again. He's looking for another shot. Oh, what a save there by Dan Reason right behind there. Let's see if I can get to this one in time.
Definitely one of the danger men there. Ross getting the puck, holding the patience quite nicely, waiting out the defender, and yeah, Dan Reason coming up.
Very patient, hold, wrist, and boy, Reason gets back in time, and that is a great job getting a hold of that puck. And the Red Devils with a good face-off win, getting that out. Moncrief with it, crossing center ice. He gets the zone and comes in with 3-on-4. He holds on to the puck. Little wrister back between the slot, but nobody home for the Red Devils. Hopkins throws that in, and everybody resets. Stampede with the puck. That's Amston surveying. Sends it forward to Risky Jones. Good stick work on that. Takes the shot, doesn't get through. And Hopkins knocking that out. Keo Cope getting there, the assistant captain, and that goes back out to neutral. He's looking around. Moncrief with a steal. He's going to jump in, throws a high shot, goes over the crossbar, looking for a bit of a rebound for Keo Cope. That goes out to the point. Kaluzny with a long shot in. Oh, and a deflection that was nearly an offensive chance. Hopkins is going to get this at neutral. Keo Cope throwing it in, offsides, so they have to hold up here.
Yeah, Thomas Moncrief looks like his shot will definitely be traveling faster than he skates this season.
Well, he's got a shot on him, but he does look like he's a bit winded, so we'll get get him back out on the ice soon enough, but it's Meisternock with it now, and he flips it forward, goes into the corner. Everybody chases Reese in after it, but the Stampede throw it the length of the ice. I think this one's going to go for an ice. It is indeed. So Sean Brown gets there first. A little over 6 minutes to go on this one. And what do you think, Dan?
Well, I saw a little glimpse of it just before the import Fabian Haast getting a little bit of the puck in his own end, skating through a few people in the neutral zone. So I'd like to see him with the puck a bit more and a bit of space and time. It'll be good to see what he can do.
Great call. Long shot in, and that doesn't go very far. Campbell with a long shot for the Stampede as they look to get some changes going, and that is Hurley that follows the puck in, but it does come back out to neutral. Back and forth, and then it's Ross with it. Takes a good chance there, but Dan Reason up for the task. Stops that shot. McIntosh has it. Brown chasing. McIntosh cycling. Gets a bit of an opening, takes a shot, and goes just over the crossbar. Goes around and past Moncrief there, goes out to Burns. Deflection, and Reason sees that go by, but it was just off target. That's going to go the other direction.
That line there has the 3 top point scorers from last season on it for the Stampede.
And they did a great job of getting kind of shut down. I mean, there was some luck involved with the way that puck bounced, and the puck luck went our way, but you're not wrong. There's some offense.
Ross will be a bit disappointed. I think the puck rolled over him on his backhand as he was trying to, going in one-on-none, really.
And Tappan with it in the corner here, trying to get it past Freer, and that does go out to Bull. And Bull coming in on the left side, skating with some speed, looking for the pass, but that pass was knocked away by True. Goes to the other half board, and the Stampede have the puck. Red Devils backing out. Freer with it. Try to chop away. Kaluzny ends up with it as it goes over Tappan's stick, goes back to neutral. Stampede throw it in, high stick. Thomas with it. And Thomas sends it all the way down. It's going to be on target, so no icing here. Off the board and a long one, but still had to be a save, technically. Ruski Jones with it, coming in the zone. Amston with a shot, and a low runner hits the board hard. Kick plate kind of sends it out a little bit, and the Stampede keep with it. Ruski Jones coming in close. That shot off the side of the net. Ruski Jones cycles it back to McCarg. Back to the corner. I think that's Chalice over there with it. He gets rid of it immediately. And the Red Devils have it. Brown looking for the outlet. He gets it out to Thomas. Thomas is going to chuck it forward, and the Red Devils need some new legs on the ice, so they switch up and give up the possession. It's going to go past Hopkins. Meisternock one-on-one here. And a hard shot, but at a good angle. And an easy stop there for Reason, but they're going to get a face-off deep in the zone.
It was quite a good breakout pass off the boards here. Don't always bounce favorably for you here. And went on to the stick of... but yeah, good chance.
There you go.
Hurley, my bad.
That puck goes out to neutral. Good lead from Haas between the legs, and he gets it back. He passes it. And I got to say, Haas, he's got to take that shot. He had a clear lane there. He'll probably decide later on when he sees that. That was all him, but he gave it up, and we need him to be a little bit more selfish on that. Reese is going to chase in after it.
Notwithstanding, it was a good zone entry from them. So
that's a very fair point. Yeah, not trying to be critical here. It's just those opportunities come and go in a blink of an eye, and it's hard to make those decisions as quickly as you do. Tappan with it, throws it low. Morris for a moment, back to Tappan. Slings it low again to Morris. Morris looking for the outlet, comes back out. Deflection, and that kind of goes by Brooks. And goes on the other side. Haas with it for a moment. It looks like he lost a blade there. Something's a little funny on the ice there, and then it gets out to Tappan. Luke Tappan with a low runner, and that hits the pipe. Brooks thought he had that covered and didn't. The cycling continues, and the Red Devils with an extended offensive opportunity here. That goes to Adam Soffer for just a minute. Back to Tappan at the left point.
Good pressure building here.
It's a lot of pressure, and they need to keep this over there. That's Meisternock holding it in the corner. Finally, the Stampede get it. It does come out of the zone finally for them, but an extended period of offense, and they send it back in, but it's going to go in. No ice here, as it could have been played, but that was a good shift for the Red Devils. McIntosh is going to chase this one down, and no icing called there either, as they said he could have gotten to it first. Running up the left side, Freer goes up the boards, leaves the puck behind, out to Amston. Amston drags it around behind Reason. Amston holds on to it, out to True. Chopped away, and that chop by Brown gets it out of the zone with just over a minute to go here in the first period. 1-0 the score, the Stampede with the early lead, but just one goal. Moncrief with it. He loses that. It gets knocked away to Freer. He sends it, but that actually hits somebody on the bench, and that's why the stop in play here. So it's going to be a offensive dot face-off.
Yeah, the Red Devils input line there, getting a bit of time and position in the zone. Probably a bit unlucky that both lines needed, or the Red Devils needed to change as well, because they had a really good chance to keep the Stampede on. If you count in your players at home, you'll see Stampede only have 3 lines of players this weekend.
And that's pretty typical for most traveling teams in the NZIHL. It is a big home advantage because you do have to roll 3 lines. But yeah, that is a noticeable change, and that's one of the reasons they're going to want to keep the offense strong and run as long as they can. Good shot there by Morris, and a penalty coming up. And we'll see what this is going to be. It is a hook, it looks like. We'll see if we've got Ryan on this one. Let's see.
2-minute minor to number 9 yellow. Hooking is the call.
Well, there you go, Ryan giving us the call. And it'll be.
It was a great opportunity there, loose puck and a rebound, but couldn't swallow it, couldn't put it in.
And that power play starts for the Red Devils here, and it's going to split the periods. Unless, of course, they get a goal. Host with it sitting on the half boards, goes back out to the top. Going 4 low here. Morris with a shot. That's knocked away. And Haas with another low one, looking for Morris. Morris is going to try to send it around. Gets to Reese. Reese trying to move behind. A chance there that goes out to the half board. Tap in. Pass to Morris, and he just had to pull the trigger a little quicker. He had it there, but the had to reload because of the puck and how it was sitting. Haas with it.
3 seconds.
And that's gonna do it for the first period.
Yeah.
One penalty, 1 goal, a lot of clean hockey, and starting out physically, and after everybody kind of got the measure of one another, it turned into a very back and forth game.
It did indeed. I think the Red Devils brought a little bit more of the body early on. It was potentially some of their smaller guys, Mason Reese and Harry Lowe, bringing the body on the forecheck, which set in the tone. Yes, a short power play there to go at the end with 1 good chance there. I think the shot deflected off True the defenseman's stick there from Morris. So some good puck movement. So they got 1:13 left on the power play at the start of the second.
And that minute 13 is going to be a good tone setter for the Red Devils as they come out for the second. I think it feels like an even game, but it also feels like the lid can come off of this thing at any point. And it goes both ways. Either that high offensive line of those 3 Stampede players, they can catch fire, and they might do that. But just the same, you see some of the imports and how everything's kind of moving together. Once they start clicking, same thing. There's some offense to be had there.
Indeed, I think the Stampede have that threat where you go to sleep, you could be looking a couple of goals down pretty quickly. So you gotta keep switched on. They can turn things around on a loose puck and create a goal scoring chance. Red Devils here though have been showing some good signs. Some time in the offensive zone, and yeah, these imports. Fast has only been in the country for 1 week, so he's still finding his feet, learning the quirks of the ice rink.
So we're gonna take some time here. So excuse us, we'll be kind of popping back and forth with some video and some movement as we try to optimize what we do have here. So there's new lighting in the building and some camera changes that we're gonna try to get right. So we're gonna turn the audio off, and we're going to probably mess around with the camera without a video there. So don't worry, but we'll be back in about 12 minutes. and we'll try to bring you the under 12s as quick as we can.
Indeed.
We'll see you for period 2 coming up. Thanks, everybody. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the second period here at the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. Just wanted to go through we had the under-12s out there. So the first intermission, today we had the players from the Canterbury Ice Hockey Association under-12 Super League competing during the intermission with the Flash in the red jerseys taking on the Hulks in the green jerseys. Not that you could tell because the camera work was a little funny, but I think we got it right now, so that's good. If you have a child that might be interested in giving hockey a go, Canterbury Ice Hockey Association has a Learn to Play program at CIHA.org.nz to arrange a free session, and we're going to get underway here with the second period just like that. The Stampede winning that face-off. The Red Devils holding it in the zone, though, and then it exits quickly. That's going to go for an ice. No, it is not.
Power play.
Oh, it's power play. Yep, thank you for that. I think everybody looked up for that one for just a minute and forgot that it's 5-on-4. At least I did. Morris bringing it in up the zone quickly. Taking a shot and goal! Just like that.
Great pace there by Morris, bringing it into the zone, backs the defenseman up and uses him as a screen there and puts it past Brooks.
And we'll see if we've got this one here. This is a great shot.
That's what they'll be after, coming back up at the start of the second period. Early goal.
And it's a power play goal, too. That's the important part. We don't need Dan on that one. We need the next one. There we go. So we'll catch this replay here. This is a great one, getting it by Brooks, tying it up 1-1 with a great wrister there. And we're going to go back out to center ice as the face-off goes to the Stampede. And we've tied this up quickly. That hooking call being very important in the scheme of things here.
Another ice in there, just behind the red line as he played that one forward.
So, what just happened, Dan?
Well, I think the Red Devils just bounced back, tied it up 1-0. Momentum probably in their favour as they come out on the clean sheet of ice for the second period.
Yeah, that did help, actually, with the speed, especially with Morris running that right up the middle. Stop on this face-off. We're going to redo this one.
Hayden Ball hard done by there because he got the win straight back to Moncrief. He'll have to do it again.
Especially against Macari. That's McIntosh. That is a tough one to win. That one bounces up near Brown, and I think that was out of the zone, so it'll come out for a neutralized face-off.
Oh, they're sending it back into the zone here. I think he was just inside the blue. Puck exited outside, and the quirks here of the Alpine Ice Sports Arena with that mesh netting along that far side. If it hits it and cleanly comes back into play, it's play on.
Is that what it is? If it's clean and it stays in. Okay, there you go. It would take a player to know that one because we've seen a couple of those and they haven't been called, and we thought, well, that hit the mesh. Dodwell with a quick wrister there, but that couldn't get anything on it. At the half boards, the aforementioned Mike McIntosh, was it? No, that is not McIntosh.
Burns.
That was Callum Burns, and he chucks it in. Was he good for that? He was. No icing there, and the Red Devils take back over. Well, it's stolen away. Brown had it for a moment, but couldn't pull the trigger. And it is Risky Jones giving him a hard time in the corner. 2-on-3 in there, and Bull's going to go find the puck because everybody else was paying attention to their mates. And that gets thrown forward. Brooks leaves it behind. Dodwell with the forecheck. A couple of changes here. Moncrief coming off the ice. Dodwell coming off the ice, and the Stampede looking to start their offense, but they're just a little bit on the slower side, looking for the long pass to start with. Maybe that's an adjustment that they've made for the second period here. Not walking that one in as much. Dan gives me the not so sure.
Look, I think he was just waiting for his players to come open. Maybe could have put on a bit of pace himself, but decided to make a good, strong, hard pass for the tip to negate the icing and then put the pressure back on the Red Devils, and they throw it down for an icing. So.
And that's exactly what happened, too. They're going to get the face-off in the offensive zone, and it's going to be Hurley taking that one. He loses it, though, which is good for the Devils, and they hold on to the puck, send it around the back, and it'll be Haas taking that out to neutral, up to Morris. Morris getting it in, but getting it, well, he holds on to it. Good pass there to Reese, but Reese sees it jump over his stick. And play continues on the offensive side. Haas with it again, looking for Morris. We can't get there, looking for an outlet, continuing to skate, holding on to the puck there. Broken stick on the ice, and that puck was left behind. It was left for Meisternock, but a bit of a miscommunication. And that's going to go up to Haas if he can get that in. He's a tall gentleman, and he looks like he's going to try to get a shot in the slot here, but just getting too much on it was true as he bodied him off and no shot coming. Haas unhappy with himself as he comes off the ice, and a long shot over the crossbar. That was Lockie Freer throwing it in, and it's going to come out quickly. Goes out of the zone, but McIntosh has it. He's got a hold at the blue line. Then they gain the zone, leaves it behind, and a high shot to Reason as Ross flings it in, and it's a glove save.
Yeah, a good bit of patience there by McIntosh on the blue line.
Yes.
Sort of put his teammates offside, held it back, his teammates came back, and yeah, fair enough, making the drop pass there to Ross.
Yeah, and it was just there basically to get this face off. So, I mean, you know that shot's not going to work on that 3-on-1. However, good possession, and they continue with the puck here. Ross gets it up the left side. McIntosh loses it. Sean Brown passes it to George Hopkins. He sends it around the backboards, and it gets reversed and goes out to center. Clark with it. Taylor Clark gets that pass off, and that's going to go, well, it was arm up for a moment, but it didn't go that far. Sean Brown quarterbacking this one out, up to Moncrief, but he loses it. Puck goes all the way on to Brooks.
It should be a no change for the Stampede there.
Yep, that's correct.
Shot from behind halfway, and the goalie covers it up under the IIHF rulebook the last couple of seasons. That's no change to the defending team.
Well, there you go. That's it. Learning things all over the place tonight. That's a player's perspective.
It's been in the rulebook for the last season and this season. Whether or not it gets called every time it happens is the other thing.
Well, props to the Zebras. They got it on this one, and face-off coming out for the Red Devils. Morris jumping in on it. Haas trying to get a shot. Brooks has to jump and cover it up.
Now they'll get the fresh legs out there.
Yep. And they do. It's at least 4 of them. Who's staying out there? That was McCart's going to double shift this one.
I'm keeping my eye on the Stampede bench here because I do think they are just rolling the 4 defensemen at the moment.
Just 4. Wow. Oh, no. Anyway, back to the hockey. Hopkins throwing that in. You have to get Haas to clear. He does clear, so it's not offside. Morris with a jump in on that, and that is not going to go for icing as Hopkins has to trail back as that went under a stick blade. Brown with it in the corner, trying to exit from the Zamboni exit there. And Haas with it, looking heads up to pass that forward to Brown. Brown gains the zone, comes up the left side, takes a low shot. Brooks knocks it into the plexiglass behind, and a quick shot, and Morris with a goal. Brooks was not looking for it, and that went in the back of the net. The Red Devils with a lead, 2-1 the score, and we'll see what we got here.
Yeah, that might not be on the highlight reel goal, but a goal is a goal there.
Hey, every goal gets a highlight as far as I'm concerned.
He was hunting in the right spot again. Yeah, Sean Brown coming on the wing there. Took a shot, didn't see much of it, but loose puck bobbled behind the net and just bounced out enough there for Morris chasing it in to bat it in past Brooks.
Well, we caught that one a little bit late. That's a big bummer because that little stuffed in goal is, they all count the same, like you said. Dodwell with it at center ice. And the Red Devils playing from in front. Boy, is this an interesting start to the NZIHL campaign this year. Dan, this is amazing.
This is good, especially seeing results last weekend as well. Looks like the teams could be relatively balanced, so this could be a good, I don't know if there'd be upsets, whether you might not know which team is going to win going into it.
And that is the best thing I can hear about this league is unpredictability is the best sauce for this league. And that is Moncrief tearing around for a shot. Meisternock with it.
We've still got 35 minutes of game time to go here, though.
That's a very good point. Campbell with it in the half board there. Bull chasing that one down. Hurley's got it. He lets it go. That goes all the way down to Luke Tappan. He's going to look to go behind the net. And let's send that forward. Goes to Meisternock. Meisternock kind of knocking it away. They're looking for Ross on that one. They couldn't quite find the long pass. That's turned over. Shot by Lowe. Up and into the netting.
Yeah, Tappan was thankful to get hold of that one. Ross was behind him, and that would have been a clean break in from the blue line for Ross. But luckily, turned it around, and Devils had a good chance the other way.
And face-off coming up in the offensive zone. This is still 5-on-5 hockey, even though it's looked a little slanted for a moment.
It's the two top lines going up against themselves, each other here.
Reese digging that one out, gives it back to Haas. Shot, another chance by Morris. Then it goes out halfway to the point, and Brooks has got to cover this one up. Brown with a low stinger, and kind of looked like a 2-iron there. Just a little bit of a rise, and then it just gets gobbled up by Brooks.
Morris has been a bit hungry around those rebounds as well. He looks like he'll be a handful.
It will be a handful, and it just looks like they're kind of getting the measure of the arena here, too, at game speed. Ross with it, taking it up the left side, gains the zone, leaves it for McIntosh, takes his shot, Reason knocks it aside, goes back to the left point. Anston with it, sends it low to McIntosh. Brown trying to get it off of him. McIntosh holds on to it, but it's turned around to Maurice. That stays in the zone for the Stampede for the moment. Passed out to Morris. Morris looking to gain. He passes it to Reese. Reese leaves it. He gets upended. And then Ross gets it pickpocketed. Haas with it. They re-enter. Haas on the half board looking for the pass. That got knocked aside by Ross. Shot through the slot. That goes all to the other side. Morris with a long sweeping against the grain shot. Meisternock takes it low. Haas with it now. They cycle. Tap in on the blue line waiting for it. Three Stampede get close to it. Tapping keeps it in. McCarg looking for a call, doesn't get one. And a funny bounce off the kick plate there for the Stampede. They skated in. High shot that goes over the glove of Reason. And then a puck just gets knocked back in. Rusty Jones with a good move and a better move with Reason jumping out. He doesn't get a hold of it with the glove, but he gets in front of the players and makes, well, a preventative save, if you will. And the puck goes back out to neutral for a moment. Cotton Rusty Jones skates for a while there. Then it goes back to neutral. Chalice with it. Chalice with a good pass. And that goes up to Max McCarg. He gets plastered on the Zamboni exit. Stays in. High shot. That's deflected off of a high stick, but no stoppage there. I guess they said it was Meisternock's stick. Sent low into the corner. Try to work it out. Risky Jones didn't have it for long. Tap in with it. He circles and surveys and looking for the long pass, but he doesn't. A good move there. And that's in the zone. That's passed forward into the gear of Keocope. He doesn't know how to pull the trigger there as it sits in his sweater. And that goes out to Kaluzny, but not quite to Kaluzny. Chalice gets the puck. Kaluzny with the defense on that. Good job there, but Chalice still holding on to it, and Reason has to jump all over that puck to stop play.
Good save by Reason. And yeah, Joel Keocope getting the puck in his feet there in the defensive zone. He holds the NZIHL record for the longest time between scoring goals. You want to take a guess at how long that was, Matt?
How many years was it?
16.
16 years. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Red Devils win that one. And they get that out to neutral. That puck bouncing around. Campbell plays it. Nope, it's Anston that played it back. Hurley sending it forward, but that's deflected away off Boole. And that's Sofer out there. I think that's the first time I've seen him for a while.
Started his hockey career here in Christchurch.
There you go. See, Dan, we need to keep you up here a lot. That's just how it is. You are an encyclopedia of knowledge.
Well, he was my teammate on the Red Devils back in the early days.
Yeah, I was just trying to be complimentary, but, you know, you're old, too. So am I. There we go. So the answer with it as he skates around and gets an outlet pass there to the aforementioned Sofer. Given up, and the Red Devils Hopkins looking to get it to tap in. The Hopkins tap-in line is defenders has been an interesting pairing so far. I think that's a switch up from the first period. Tapping with it as he comes in, and McIntosh hits the boards hard. Referee looking around, but no call coming. Haas leaving it behind for Meisternock. Low shot, that's deflected on the way in. Haas collects it again. They're playing an aggressive squeeze here and trying to get them out to the boards, and it works for the Stampede as they keep pressing outwardly. And that moves the puck up 2-on-2 chance here. Meisternock had to get that puck. Well, he got himself between the puck and the player, and it was just enough to cause some trouble. The Stampede with the offense for a little bit more. Haas with it. He passes, and they drive it out of the zone. Tappan taking it in, 1-on-2. He holds on to the puck, allowing for a change. Garth's out there. Tarangi Henare. And he sends it in low, and Morris. Risky Jones gonna chase this one down, but it's 1-on-3. Brown gets in the way, and he's gonna draw a penalty here. Brown with what looked like a trip as Risky Jones. No, it's gonna be a hold, I think. We'll see what is called.
Yeah, just a bit of a sloppy change here in the second period. We got the long change, and yeah, getting a bit caught out.
Play. 2 minutes minor, holding of 8 red.
And there you go.
But yeah, Sean was playing catch up there to get back serve.
And he did, I mean, it was a very good chance to get that done. Hopkins a little late on the switch. And Kaluzny coming out as well. They're going to get a delay of game on that.
First penalty kill here, and they weren't quite clear on their lines. Hanare's been sent back out.
Yeah, he is, okay. So, a little too late on that change. And they get Tarangi Henare out there again.
Not ideal, 3 forwards, 1D for the Devils.
That sounded like a broken stick. It was at least a lost stick, and Dan Reason grabbing that one out of the air, which is important because now they can get the change they want.
Yeah, indeed. That was lucky one. Yeah, Hayden Ball, broken stick off that face-off. You're sharp hearing on that one. And then Stampede, formidable power play last season. Coming in the top of the league, I think it was something like 30-odd% scoring rate. So
Low getting there late on that face-off. And Amston with it as Ross has it now. Big shot that goes high. He just ripped that one a little bit too aggressively, and it goes up above. Surprised he didn't try 5-hole. It's his normal spot there. Amston with a long shot. That was deflected in on Reason. And that goes back to Ross, to Amston, and this power play's humming immediately. Shot going through traffic. Reason with a good job of getting leather on it, and they get the stop.
Indeed. So, yes, Stampede were 37% on their power play last season.
37?
Red Devils were 63% on the penalty kill. If we had a mathematician out there, they might be able to tell us what the chances of scoring in this would be.
Well, it's a new season, so you just never know. However, that's a pretty, I mean, that's higher than any NHL rate, not even close.
Indeed.
I think the highest NHL rate is 22%, just to give you an idea. And Amston with it. Minute 10 to go on this power play. Amston's going to collect it behind Brooks' goal, and they're going to look to move out. Kind of a high diamond, a 1-2-1 for the Red Devils as they close in on their players. Morris trying to take, took Ross right off there. Long shot off target, and it's going to go out of play, or out of the zone, excuse me, not out of play. Amston gives it to Chalice. He brings it back in. And then back out to neutral again for some good time wasting for the Devils. And that's just a mistake. That was Colin McIntosh trying to be a little too fancy playing that one, and he caught him and just jumped out of the arena.
40 seconds to go here on the power play. Good bit of pressure there by Morris as they entered the zone, which put the Stampede under a little bit of pressure. But yeah, 40 seconds is a lot of time to still kill.
Dan, you seem like you've been through this a few times against this line. You almost sound like you're a little bit cautious of this line up here.
I was. It looks like the Stampede got their second power play unit on now, but yeah.
Burns taking that in, and he grabs the line. And that was well, it was an interesting approach to kind of just let that happen there. Long shot in, that goes off the backboard and kicks high. Goes out of the zone. And Moncrief with it. Taking a lot of time up there. He's begging for a holding call. He's not going to get that one, as that was just played away. And that was Hurley taking it over the line to Soffer.
5 on now.
We are back to even strength as Dan points out. That goes from the point. Long shot in, and Reason covers it up. And that one fell under the 63%.
Yeah, it did. 100% of the time, that was in the 63% of the time.
That's correct.
Yeah. Nice.
So
Callum Bird's doing well there, though, just on that. The puck got caught in his feet. He just held his line there, didn't sort of interfere too much with the Red Devils player. So.
And face-off coming in as Moncrief comes off the ice after a quick discussion with the referee on a call or non-call, as it were. Reese chasing this down.
Icing's the call.
They still call that icing, so Amston there first. And we'll try it again. This time a little bit closer to Dan.
I think it's interesting. You've got the Mason Reese there on with the 2 inputs of the Red Devils. I think he has that good, like, bit of pit bull, bit of energy.
You just wind him up. He doesn't stop, Mason Reese. He just goes and goes and goes and goes. The Energizer Bunny Rabbit thing, I guess that's a thing here. But anyway, North American reference.
I've seen him on the bench a few times, bloody sucking it in after a big hard shift, but he'll be ready to go again.
He will
next
indeed.
time the coach calls.
Red Devils with another face-off win, a critical one to clear this one out. Haas pushing that aside. And that's been a notable change. I imagine that we're probably 60-40 on face-off wins for the Red Devils. Ross with a big shot, and he doesn't quite get the corner he was looking for. Reason had a good look at it and gets a stop.
If we want face-off win percentages, we'll have to go and ask the Canterbury Red Devils head coach, Anton Perver. He was the cinnamon in his playing days, and he knew every face-off he won or lost in the game.
It's such an important part of the game, too. It's overlooked, but if you start with the puck more often, you do better. That was a great pass to Morris. Morris is going to pull the trigger, tries to get it back in front, but a fantastic one, and we do have a stop in play. Not sure what this is.
Net came off the moorings there. Both the Stampede and Red Devils players going into it.
When you see the referee just put their hands up in the air, you just kind of wonder sometimes, like, is he just, what is he thinking of something, or is it, But turns out, like you said, just off the pegs.
Off the pegs, yeah.
Low to take this face off. He gets it, but it goes behind him, and it's going to go to Meisternock, looking to clear that around. Some patience there up to Gallagher, but it's turned over and flips up over a stick, and Lowe's going to get there. It's good to see Harry Lowe on the ice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is indeed. He's had a couple of injuries over the last season or two, and back out there fighting hard.
Risky Jones with a good drop pass there, and that goes back to McCarg, who risks one. It goes through Dan's glove there, and Reason just doing enough to keep it behind him and keeping that 2-1 lead. It's been quiet since the goal, really.
It has been. It looks like it was either the third or fourth line there for the Red Devils getting a run. Gallagher might have been his first shift. He's only been playing ice hockey for a few years, maybe 4 or so years. He's was a football player before that.
In the soccer.
Soccer football, yeah, football, soccer. And it was in the Phoenix Academy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's got some cardio for him. That much is for sure.
If you're playing 2-touch before the game with him as well, you know who hogs the ball.
And Moncrief with it as that gets sent around. Amston collects the puck behind the net. Passed forward. That goes up over Campbell's stick. Meisternock gets there first. Runs it off to Dodwell, and Dodwell's going to chase. No, he's not. It's going to go back to Anston. To True. True sends it forward, but it's only tap in there. Tapping up to Dodwell. Dodwell between his skates. Bull keeps it in for a moment at least. Amston looking to get that out. He holds on to it and gives a pass up to Ross. Amston throwing it in. And Reason holding on to it until he gets some pressure, and then he gets the whistle. That is always a tough one to sit there and hold on to it for a goaltender, but
he's having a wee chat to the referee now. Or under the referee saying you need to pass that off to your players rather than.
And he's saying not when they're that close. No way. Oh, that was. We'll try and get that one on replay there. That was a bit of a. I think it was McIntosh taking one in the chops there, so we'll see what happens. And that is Ross going down. Clark asking for a penalty, but reason with it. Let me just see if I've got this one. This one's I grabbed it, but let's just see right off the face-off.
Referee who's sending back the Stampede players on the player change symbol.
And he took that high. Yes, he did. So anyway, back to action here. We'll see if McIntosh is all right. I'm sure he is. He just ran off to the bench. And it's Morris taking it across the line. Morris looking around, passed it through the crease.
Nets off again. Amston bumped that off, so there'll be no change to the Stampede. Another wee quirk of the rulebook, though. Accidental high sticks in the face-off circle are a no call. No penalties.
Wow,
so
okay.
if the players are leaning over in a face-off and the high stick hits them from the opposition player, accidentally, of course, that's a no call.
Well, it certainly did look like an accident. He kind of just leaned over on it, but interesting that that's specifically called out. Kaluzny losing an edge there, and that puck goes out of play. Probably good timing for everybody on that.
I think the referee or the linesman took that one.
And they return the puck from the young men in the front row as they return it to the ice. And Morris is going to take this one up against McCarg. McCarg wins that one for the Stampede. And with a little over 4 minutes to go here, Stampede looking to push something in. Chalice getting it low. That's turned over quickly. Haas has got it. And that's going to come out with Brown. Brown looking, he's got it way out in front of him. Gains the zone, trying to get it to Pake. And Pake doesn't get a hold of it. 1-on-2, but Chalice is the other side. And that's Brown doing a great job there, pilfering that puck away. But it's going to go for an ice.
Unlucky. Yeah, great back check there by Brown. Used his legs, got up beside him and almost in front of him before he really got a stick in there. So mitigated the risk of a penalty.
The Red Devils, we've been talking about this. They are holding their own here. Both sides not really getting a good quality chance thus far. They've been some chances, but I wouldn't say any barn burner saves kind of thing. And I say that, I got to be careful here because usually that's what happens coming up next. Morris with it as he comes across the line. He leaves it behind. Pake with the puck. Haas not able to do anything with it. Goes out to Meisternock with the Stampede on the back foot for a moment. Lowe and Keocope jumping in right after that puck goes in. Lowe's got it, looking for an outlet. Goes behind him. Keocope's got it in the corner. He pushes his way out. Again, looking for an out. Moncrief with it. Moncrief looking for it. Gives it to Meisternock. Meisternock's going to wind up. Low shot. And right in on the logo. Keocope ready for some garbage to collect.
He's had his broom out ready.
Yeah, let's see if I've got that one here on the right goal. Keocope just waiting for it here as it comes across. He throws it down, and there is somebody ready to pick up the trash immediately. We'll go back to the face-off here. That goes out to Meisternock. He can't hold on to it. Tappan's got to hold it. Goes past Ross, up to Moncrief. Gets back to McIntosh. He brings it in the zone, leaves it for Ross. Ross holds, drags, toe drags, second one. He can't get a shot, but there's going to be a call here. Stampede are going to go on the power play. And there's the whistle. We'll see what gets called. It is looking like a slash.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wayward swing there from Jogio. I don't know if he got much of the Stampede player, but the stick was swinging.
Red team. Number 28 red. Minor penalty. Slashing.
And there you go, from the man himself.
So we've just got 2 minutes 50 to play in the period, so this power play will run out inside the second.
Most of the second. That's going to go right out of play. Amston plays it with a high stick, but he collects it, sends it around, and they come in quickly. McIntosh had a chance there, couldn't get it to Ross. Meisternock turned around, Amston with it out on the point. Point to point, goes across the way, half boards, looking for a pass into Ross, but that is clogged up. Bull doing a pretty good job there, and they can't get a clean shot. That puck's going to stay in for a moment and then sent all the way back out. The Red Devils looking to get a change here. Two players coming off.
Great play by Nicky Dolwell to break that up there.
Brown and Morris back on the ice. They're going to need somebody there soon because it's 3-on-3 as they come in. It's Freer holding on to it to McIntosh. He's behind the net. He's surrounded, but nobody charging him yet, and that puck's going to dribble, and as it get out, it does. Morris trying to chase after it, and it's going to go out of play. It doesn't kill a lot of time, but it does make the zone or the faceoff come out of the zone.
Another good start to the penalty kill here for the Red Devils, applying pressure when it makes sense to the Stampede and not getting too much set up so far.
Remy Morris, the import Canadian, making a big difference today. And that puck was dropped immediately and quickly and caught everybody off guard. Both players, really. They are not messing around with that 15 seconds. That shot comes in and Reason kicks it. Brown's got it. Now they've got a 2-on-1, a shorthanded chance here. If Reese holds on to it, he's going to sit on it, gives it, shot, and that is a blocker save. But a good time waster there and a chance. And who was it that took that? It was Morris on that, I think, right?
Morris on the shot. I don't think he got 100% on it, though. It was a little
fluttered.
A little fluttery.
Yeah, and then Brown gets it behind the net here. He's held up. Ross gets the puck. The Red Devils kind of backing off into the box here. Chalice, a bit of a challenge here by Morris. Aggressively, and a shot and a goal.
Lovely.
Boy, that was just right place, right time.
Yeah, lovely vision from Ross, though, with that pass. That wasn't a shot. That was a pass to the back door. And, yeah, simple goal from McIntosh in the end, but set up by his teammates.
Let's see if we can take a look at this one here. Leaves it behind. Here comes the shot pass. And yeah, dink. There's just nothing there. He just was aiming for the stick blade there. That's all it was.
That's heads up. Heads up while you're shooting / passing in this instance.
Yep. Right off the tape for the goal, and 2-2 the score as the Red Devils get burned on the power play here. And we're back to even with the second period ending soon. We're in the last minute. Meisternock taking it up through the blue line. A high shot. Just kind of flips it up. Brooks gloves it and brings it back down as there was no pressure. Chalice with it going across to True. True to McCarg. McCarg trying to get it low. Meisternock gets there as it comes off the blade, and Harry Lowe's going to get that puck, drag it off the board. He's coming hard up the right side. Skates to the middle. Trying to get a pass. Moncrief doesn't get it, and that's going to go for icing. It is, as Brown gets back.
We've got 18 seconds left here in the period, so Red Devils with the chance. Coach throws out their top line with the 2 imports on it. Looking for a face-off win and, yeah, see what they can create.
This will be a good offensive chance for the Red Devils at the end of the period without much risk, so they're going to throw everything at it. But it is the Stampede that get there. Freer with it. No, he lets it go by. Brown passes it to Morris. Morris gets hit high on the shoulders, and they lose the puck.
5
Back
seconds.
to Freer. Freer's got it. Shot, and that's a goal with 0.3 of a second. That is astonishing with the Stampede doing it again. Let's take a look at this whole thing, this whole sequence here. Let's see if we got, yeah, now the buzzer's gone off, but that's not the period. There will be a face-off. Let's see if we can get this over to the other net.
There you go. That's what you got to do. Throw the puck towards the net. And I
There
don't
it
know,
is.
he must have heard my 5-second call there. Yeah, throws it in on Dan Reason. Wasn't expecting it, and probably,
Yeah, it was deflected on the way in, but yeah, he's...
Yeah, banks it in off the goalie there of that. So I think they are calling that it's the end of the period. There's no point in dropping a puck for 0.3 of a second. So they'll wind it up there, but Stampede with 2 quick goals at the end of the second period there. Swing it back in their favor for a 3-2 lead.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Red Devils didn't want to see. It was just a very steady, clear, well-played period, and then they got some luck to go against them, and a really heads-up play in both cases. The second goal for the Stampede, the pass shot off the stick blade was amazing, and that last deflection also, I mean, what are you going to do? That's the kind of stuff that changes games, even if you don't mean it. And with 0.3 of a second left, that was as close as it gets.
Indeed, yeah, and as you said earlier in this broadcast, Matt, a goal's a goal.
A goal's a goal.
It doesn't matter how it's happened. And in that play, that time with only a second or two to go in the period, that's what you should be doing, throwing the puck on the net. Because if you don't throw it, there is no goal.
There was no other way to do it, so just take the chance, and that one paid off. So, all right, well, we will leave you for about 10 minutes here for the second intermission. Make sure you check out the other broadcast that's going on right now. If you're watching, you're probably watching that one too. The game up in Auckland going on right now between, who's got it? It's Swarm?
Swarm and Thunder.
Thunder, yep. Now the league leading Thunder, which I don't think, for as I've been here, this is my 10th season. I have never said that before, ever. That's amazing.
That would probably be fair to say, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, upside down league because of this early start. We'll see how much of it sticks, but very interesting to start with. We'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Thanks, everybody. Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name is Matt Chavez. I'm here with Dan Nichols, and we're about to call what's going to be one of the more interesting third periods I've seen in a long time in this building.
Yes, indeed. A lot different to the scorelines we saw last season here between these two teams.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
No, that's why we'll move on to what happened in the second period.
That's right. So
we started off with the Red Devils. The new import, Remy Morris, managed to score two goals for them early on. And Remy Morris has joined. He was last season's been playing over in Sweden in the Div 2 league over there, and I think he's been with the team for the last couple of weeks training, so he's got a little bit of feel for the ice, the surface, his teammates. But obviously the Haas, the other import that's joined, he's only been in the country for the week, but as we witnessed with the last minute or seconds to go, Stampede tied it back with two quick goals, so it's 3-2 lead for Stampede.
And the Stampede get that puck as they don't waste any time getting this third period underway. Meisternock knocking it back, and it'll be the Red Devils holding on to it. Haas taking it up the left side to Morris, and he scores! Boy, that did not take long.
Not at all. That's the hat trick there for the input, Remy Morris. Brooks was just not expecting that shot, but yeah, lovely play up. Luke Tappan up to Haas. Haas dished it off to Remy, and just a real quick release there. But definitely caught Brooks off guard because he didn't move that much.
You know, and the best part about this, and we'll see it on the goal side here, is that, boy, that was just quick.
Yeah,
it's just
quick
quick.
release, yeah.
And we're back at play. 3-3 the score. And I have to say, I was a little bit concerned having finally given up the lead today at 3-2. And that went away like that. Just in a flick, it's 3-3, and these two teams back to even. Such a good thing to see. And a shot by Reese, not quite on target. And that goes forward, and it's in front again. Do they get it in? They do not. Let's take a look at that one. Let's go straight to the left goal here.
That was very close indeed. A loose puck behind Aston Brooks, and somehow the defense there come to save the goalie to keep that out.
Oh, what a kick save by Brooks. That's amazing. Oh, that's just fantastic. 3-3 the score. Bull's going to take this one, and he wins that. To Moncrief, he backhands into the corner. Dodwell sends it around. And a backhand shot by Moncrief. And that's another good one there.
First minute of the period here, and Red Devils have had two good scoring chances. One went in, and just another now good cycling down low, puck to the net hockey.
Have they found something, or is this just a jump at the start with maybe they had a good discussion for the second intermission? Ruski Jones with it for a moment, turns it back, but he does get it out to neutral. Hopkins knocking it to the side, and Dodwell with a pass to Bull. Carefully controlling it at neutral ice, getting it across to Sean Brown. Brown gains the zone up the left side, loses the puck. 1-on-2, sends in an easy shot. Moncrief gets it, he sends it back to the other side. Brown gets it back, but he gets a stick lifted, and that's gonna be a call. It is a power play coming up. Bull's got it, delay coming. I don't know if I have this one. I probably don't.
We're looking at, hooking call there on Rusky Jones. Just got a little bit too high there on the stick lift on Sean Brown, probably up around the gloves. Hence the call. So Red Devils going on the power play now after scoring the goal.
2 minutes for hooking, number 9 yellow.
There you go. Number 9 yellow, of course, Ruski Jones. So off we go. Thank you for that, Dan, and thank you for that, Ryan, on the ice. And a shot, Morris just not being able to connect with a one-timer on the left side, and that's going to come all the way out. But another dangerous chance as the Red Devils are on the power play. Reese and Morris getting connected there for just a moment, and that puck comes out with Tappan looking heads up for a chance to use that puck. He drops it instead. Morris up to Moncrief. Moncrief getting it forward. It's to Morris, and he's looking for an outlet. Tappan on the blue line, he gets it, and he loses it at the blue line. They have to reset.
Nice with his own entry there from the Red Devils. Tappan taking it up and dropping it back, which really just backed the Stampede off.
It's been a very mature-looking middle third for the Red Devils this year so far, which is really good to see. Host with it. up the half boards, sends it back to the point, tapping with it. Pass to Morris. Morris is going to take a shot. No, he passes it, and it's just deflected around. Reese looking for a deflection, and he can't get it done there as it bounced away from him. Tappan passing it to the blue line, comes back in. A couple of changes for the Devils. Haast out there, Moncrief out. Bounces over his stick, but then he takes a shot, and Brooks holds on to it to get a face-off with 47 seconds to go on the power play.
Yeah, definitely looking to improve the power play here for the Red Devils. Some good puck movement, good control. And yeah, getting some chances. It's good. Getting some
very good chances. Bull to take this one. He wins that one, goes to Moncrief. Moncrief sends it around, and then that goes back to McIntosh, who dumps it out of the zone. Brown's got to go chase this one down. He does so. Freer with the check up high. And that puck gets dumped in but not held, and it's Colin McIntosh looking to whip that one out. He does, sends it the length of the ice, 20 seconds to go. Reason holds that puck. Brown to pick it up.
Colin McIntosh playing defense here on the penalty kill.
Interesting. A man of many talents. That puck comes out. And some quick skating there by Moncrief.
He needed to be in that case.
He had to be. Dodwell takes it in over the line. Dodwell leaving it, leaves it. Meisternock with a heavy shot, and Brooks has to hold on to it. Dima with a good snipe there.
That ricocheted within Brooks' gear there. He didn't quite get it cleanly. It was inside of his blocker and back into his body, so he covered it up.
And we had a good angle on it. Looked inside the pipe there. That pipe needs some more red paint because it's been hit so much, but it was there. 3-3 the score still. Puck getting backed out. McCargan Reese really going at it.
Mason Reese bringing that energy.
Just wind him up and let him go. He got his stick lifted, but he gets that pass back to Hopkins. Hopkins has to deal with it, leaves it at the point. True's still in there, and that's a turnover in front, and a shot. Oh, that's a save. No, that's they held it, and now they're saying on a late hit. Well, that is just all over the place. Boy, we have lots to look at here.
I believe after the shot, the puck was sitting in behind Reason. It looked like from the referee's reactions there. Dan Reason thinking he had the puck covered, but Stampede player was the first to look behind Dan Reason.
And I really did not like, see, it's there. It's there. You can see it. He kicks it, and that's the goal. If that crossed, and he's looking right at it. But the problem for me there is Haast gets hit well after the play. And that's, let's see if we got that on that first one here. Can't really see the puck or anything else going on. And there's a very angry team and an early face-off and a goal. What is going on? Absolutely nobody knows what's going on. And they've awarded the Stampede a goal here on that shot. They didn't even have 5 players out there.
No, they're obviously taking the 5 seconds after the ref drops his arms from the player, changing will quite literally here and dropping the puck.
They need to call a timeout and get themselves together because there was an injury, there was a late hit.
Yeah, there was a discussion happening between the referee and the player, but then I guess that discussion happened. Linesman took that as the signal, the 5 seconds down. Players from the Red Devils team obviously were not in position or ready for that, and puck dropped.
This is turning the game on its head because of this discussion. Now they're having a long discussion at the bench here. Coach Anton Perver having a discussion with the referee saying that they can't do this, et cetera, and they're arguing about this has turned the game on its head.
Yeah, I think that unfortunately has just been 2-goal swing just like that, and look, maybe that's the rule book. Maybe is that how it should be played out though? Is there a need for a feel of the game?
Well, everybody stopped for a moment, and that is going to stand, but 5-3 the score. Boy, that is a controversial moment for this season.
We'd seen it a few early puck drops throughout the first and second period there where one of the players wasn't ready, so they had been setting that expectation that you have to be ready 5 seconds after the player change arm has gone down, but that doesn't take away from how that changed the game there.
No, and Dodwell getting a chance here. And Moncrief in front. Big shot coming in and a stop by Brooks. To go back to that, I think the problem is you had an injury on the ice with Haast. He was hit after the play.
Yeah.
Now, whether it was legal or not legal or anything, I don't, no judgment at this point, but I can see it was on the ice and they still kept the time going.
And you had a captain talking to the referee afterwards. The player changed off, but the captain might not have been on the ice and needed to change up afterwards as well. So,
shot kick save by Brooks. Yeah, I think everybody's a little bit stunned here. I certainly am. But we still play hockey, and that's how it goes. So it's 5-3. 5-3 is the score. And the Red Devils quickly down 2 goals. Clark with it low. Reason looking for it. He knocks it away. Morris with it. And Morris gains the zone. Takes the shot. Goes into the corner. And Morris has it. Leaves it. To tap in at the blue line. Pass to nobody there, but it comes around to Morris. Morris leaves it. Reese can't get there in time. It's going to come out. Meisternock's going to chase it down. Some consistent offense there for the Red Devils for a little while. Tappan's got to get a hold of this. It's turned over. And a hit there. And some more physicality. And we're revisiting that moment for the Red Devils from the first period where they're putting a few bodies on them.
yeah, indeed. Responding with a bit of physicality, a little bit of noise coming through from the crowd.
Well, it's something for them to get excited about after what has been an upending of the game. I mean, it was 3-3 and everybody was excited. And then the fourth goal, I mean, it just, that happens. That's just unlucky. But that fifth goal is really something that's going to have to be looked at for everybody. Everybody's going to learn from that one.
Indeed.
Anyway, I need to get off that subject because I'm not going to change the scoreboard no matter what I say.
No, we've got 13 and a half minutes here to play.
That's going to go into the corner. Moncrief. That's hard to understand. And then that's a late hit there by Amston.
I think the linesman's got to be blamed for that one. He held that whistle way too late.
Way too late.
Puck got close to the players, so...
The whole point of hybrid icing is to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Indeed. So again, you can understand the players just getting that little bit back and forth there. But
yep. And Amston getting away with that cross-check, honestly. So it's the frustration's there. It's obvious. But I think the Stampede are just not used to the close games here. It's been a long time, so maybe that's a part of it.
Indeed, but they've got a lot of experience on this side. They're used to battling through and have composure and skills to do it.
Low with that. He gets it out of the zone, sent back in. It's offside. And some good play there by Hopkins taking the body on that one. Stick lifts. And Moncrief's got it. Goes through the middle of the ice, looking to get the zone. He gets that ripped off his stick, and that's turned around. McIntosh, Brown, and Ross collide. Low shot, and the crowd just going crazy with the physicality here.
Yeah, you've just seen that turn up a notch here from the Red Devils.
McIntosh holding on to it, Burns out to the point. And that goes around the net, hits the boards cleanly. Clark with it, and he loses it. And that's going to go back out to neutral. Dumped in, and some line changes for both sides. Well, Dan, I think you're right. The calmness is necessary here. Bull takes it in, and everybody's just got to start doing their jobs again.
Indeed, and yeah, Red Devils responding to that bit of adversity with a bit of fire in their bellies there, putting the body on, but yeah, keep the pressure on there. They need to get the puck back onto their sticks, down to the offensive zone, and put it in the back of the net to really get back in this game.
Yeah, down 2, they've just got to close this one to a 1-goal game, and then anything can happen. But they've got to get a few quality shots on net here, and Brooks hasn't really been bothered at all this period outside of the first 10 seconds. Oh, that's a deflection. Moncrief trying to whack that out of the air. Changed direction, but not in the way he wanted it to. He's got it now. He passes it. Turn to Bull. Bull gets in the way. Is that going to go for icing? It's not. Kaluzny's going to get there, and he's got to sweep it around to Hopkins. Hopkins hops the stick and goes to neutral. Campbell turning over somebody, and that is going to be a call there.
I believe it's on Stampede.
It is indeed. No, it is not. Moncrief is going to get it for it. Let's find out.
I think it's Stampede. Moncrief's just gone for no reason.
Student minor, holding, 36 yellow. Tell red, come out.
Red is not
You're
penalised.
gonna call the penalty red.
Red is not penalised, but he's in the box.
Playing to the crowd there. Some miscommunication, but usually you don't.
He got fooled because the Stampede player was standing behind him and he looked to the referee and the referee was pointing to the Stampede player who was just behind him.
Well, you can tell he has sportsmanship because he jumped right in the board without any, in the box without complaining. But usually you get a little bit more instruction than that, I would think. But anyway, some play back behind the net there for Reason looking around, and play stopped with the net coming off, it looks like. So face off down on that side. But it is minute 48 on the power play here for the Red Devils. The Red Devils really needing to take advantage of this special teams opportunity to get this one back to a one-goal game, as it quickly escaped the shorthanded opportunity here for McIntosh. Although he smashed into the boards with 4 players. The Red Devils losing a little bit of time on this, but Haas coming out. He's getting his stick lifted. And that's another call coming up. Reese with a shot, and that's played away. But it's going to be a slash, I think, coming up. We'll find out here as it's called.
McIntosh, yep.
McIntosh for the slash. We'll see.
On the yellow team, 2-minute minor, penalty is slashing.
There it is.
Yeah, again, just hassling Haas as he was coming up through the neutral zone. Didn't get up to be beside him to put himself in that position where he could cleanly play at the puck. So this is now a 5-on-3 opportunity for Red Devils.
And Moncrief getting a quick change over there, giving the fans what they want. These guys are going to be interesting this year. Face-off won by the Red Devils, 5-on-3 here. They really need to bury one as they've got about a minute and a half. Out to Morris on the top. Passing the puck. Haas to Morris. Morris gets to Moncrief. Moncrief takes the shot that goes right in on Brooks, and he holds on to it. And they're trying to figure out what's going on just between getting this power play right. I mean, these guys haven't been here that long.
Yeah, some new players don't have probably much chemistry yet. Probably would have really practiced the 5-on-3 together.
Moncrief with it out high, and Bull got in the way there. So yes, definitely some chemistry issues. That puck comes into the zone. 5-on-3 continues. That pass goes low, out to the half boards to tap into Haas. Haas walks it in, takes a low shot, pass shot, and another chance. Morris not quite able to get anything on it. Then that shot gets deflected back out with 36 seconds to go.
Burns got a hand on that shot and batted it away.
That puck stays out high. Haas with it, holding, pass, and a one-timer not connected by Bull. He's going to get the puck anyways. They'll hold on to it. Low pass in, try to wrap around, and it's not there. Dodwell, I think it was, or no, that was Morris trying to get the wraparound on him, and that puck goes sailing into the far corner with 10 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. It'll be 40 or so seconds to go on the 5-on-4. Meisternock taking the puck up, eyes up, gaining the zone, looking, leaning left, leaves it for Moncrief. Moncrief holding, getting chopped at. That'll be 5-on-4 now. And that puck goes out to the center of the ice. Brown's got it. And they need to do something with this quick here to get one more chance. Dodwell on the ice. Brown not able to keep it in. And that puck goes the other side. 8 seconds to go on the power play. And the Red Devils not converting on a 5-on-3. Very important here. They need to get something going offensively. Moncrief with it. Stays a bit bouncy in the corner there. In front. Oh, that was a close shot there, but couldn't get it in front of Brooks. It just stayed behind the net. Moncrief with a little flip lob wedged it back out, but that's going to come out fast with Ross coming up the right side. Ross continues to skate, and he gets the puck taken right off his stick at the last second. It goes not quite far enough to get to inside post, and that's going to go for icing.
Stampede come up there with a big penalty kill there, 5-on-3.
That was the composure you were talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah, experience and composure. Again, Coach Canterbury there putting out his players that he could trust to do the job. And
McIntosh wins that one. We'll hold on to the puck for a moment. And Moncrief hits the beam up top and gets a stop and play. Yeah, that could have been a costly one.
Could have been. So a little bit of dust hit the ice, but doesn't look like it hit any major lights.
McIntosh to take that one. He won it, but it's going out to tap in. And then in front, that puck goes into the slot. And fortunately for the Red Devils, the Stampede couldn't turn that into a good chance. It comes the other way. Thomas with a shot. And that's one of those that you have to see actually from this angle. If you take a look at it, the goaltenders on that side can sometimes lose the puck in that little black strip as they look down to the Alpine Ice logo. Yeah. And that looked like one of those that was coming in crossbar hot. Face-off won by the Devils. It's Haas with it. Haas carries it around. Out to Tappan, back to Haas. Sends it low, and the stick lifted by Morris, or on Morris. That was looking to be a little backdoor chance there, and it didn't quite come off. Some good defense there by the Stampede. And that puck goes out to neutral. Tappan has to collect it as it bounced a little bit. Still 14 degrees in the area. It was a warm one yesterday. Some bouncy pucks today, but it's pretty normal for that to happen here in Christchurch.
Indeed, I think they're about to celebrate their 40-year anniversary of the rink here, so building at least 40 years old.
McIntosh pushing that out to Ross on the side. Ross holds up the half board, looking for a pass. Instead, goes low, and Morris flips that back out to Dodwell. Dodwell holds it for a moment, but it's True that connected with it, and that goes back to McIntosh at the blue line. He brings it in. Hopkins takes him off the puck. That puck goes out to the point. Burns has it, sits with it, hits it low. McIntosh trying to do something with it, looking for in the slot, but no friends. And True takes a bouncer in. I think that hit McIntosh on the way in, so he's had a rough game. That guy's gonna need some ice packs. Bull tips that one in. True collects it. And the Stampede quickly get that puck out to neutral ice. They give it up, but no real danger here, and 6.5 to go. The Red Devils are in desperate need of cutting this lead in half by the Stampede.
Some say the 2-goal lead is the dangerous lead to have, so.
Oh, we'll hope so in this one. A chance going by the way there for Hopkins as he can't pull the trigger as he's flying, as his feet were a bit upended on that. It's in the corner, it bounces around. True has it. True sends it forward. Haas holds on to it because they're off sides. He sends it backwards. Meisternock with a low shot. That gets knocked away. No icing there. And most of the Red Devils change. Morris back out. Meisternock gets it. Knocked away at center for a moment, but then it's brought in. Moncrief gets a stick lifted. That puck doesn't go very far. Haas gets it across. Tap in. A low shot, it hits the post. Brooks never saw it.
Second post for Tappan today.
And that puck goes behind the net. Moncrief digging at it. Morris looking, Morris swinging it back. That's deflected off the skate, comes out quickly. What was that, Chalice that had it and sent it low? And Reason sticks it aside. Risky Jones with a chance. That gets bounced out and will go on target, so no icing here. Red Devils out for the change, Lowe back out. And that's turned over. Lowe's got it. He's going to cross the blue line. Gives it to Bull. Bull, the shot.
Great
blocker
stick.
save. It was a stick.
A stick there.
There you go.
Campbell, 48 for Stampede. Names escaped me off the top of my head. Clark, there we go.
There it is, Taylor Clark.
Clark got a stick on it, deflected it up.
Well, yep. Low shot, that's just to the left by Brown. They hold it in on the line, but it gets to Ross. Ross is going to pull that one out. Freer brings it in. Good hit there at the blue line.
Mason Reese stepping up.
And Freer not happy about this one. Turned over, though. Ross has it. Body's on the ice, and that gets deflected out. They did not call that one out because maybe it hit that and bounced back in. So there you go, house rules. And the puck goes back to Kaluzny, and the Red Devils get set up. Pass to Brown, and looks like the Stampeder took exception to that hit. That one by Brown just goes over the crossbar. Ruski Jones with it, center. He's going to gain the zone, holds on to it, looks for a pass. That gets knocked away. Lowe's got it. Goes in front. And Bull holds on to it. Despite his stick being lifted several times, he holds possession. Goes in 2-on-4, but then loses it. Allows for a couple of changes, though. Goes the length of the ice, but hits Chalice. No icing there. Maestronach with one heck of a hit there. Ruski Jones is going to remember Dima's jersey number all night, I'm pretty sure, but it's only 3.5 minutes. The Red Devils really need to get something offensively going here.
Indeed, yeah, clock's just been running down here. We haven't had a lot of stoppages of play recently, but yeah, time's not on their side right now.
Haast with it, takes 3. Morris with a shot. That wrister gets upended, and that's turned around. Moncrief with a shot. That puck not cleared. Out to Moncrief again. He holds on to it. Takes a shot and a goal! What a shot, Moncrief!
I think I called that earlier, and shots were moving pretty quickly there, and he rips that one short side past Brooks, I believe. But yeah, that's just under 3 minutes to go now, and that's what they needed to bring it back to a 1-goal game.
Precisely what they needed is that goal. You'll see this shot just ring that top crossbar. Boy, that was a stinger. Brooks just had nothing to do with it, and it is a 1-goal game again.
And we just saw another quick puck drop by the team there, so they're not even letting teams celebrate and line change that quickly.
Boy, that's something.
Referees are going to have their part in the game.
And as the physical play continues, Freer with it, 3-on-1. Reese in front. Reason holds on to the puck's well behind the net now. Maestronach gets it out, and the chase is on here. That puck gets away from
Haast.
It was Haast there, and they thank you for that. Sometimes you get mind locked. Long pass in, no ice here. Shot taken. Freer with it, and that's knocked away. Moncrief with it, and Moncrief with the outlet pass to Haast. Haast turns backwards. And we're going to have to watch for Reason here.
2 minutes to go.
Haast holding on to it. He's going to take a breather before his last shift. Brown with it. Brown's going to come up. Looks for the long pass. Goes up to the other side. That's going to trail into Bull, but it's the Stampede that come up with it. And Ruski Jones with it now as that goes out to center. McCark with a shot. Oh, that's handcuffed Reason for a moment, but he grabs it and holds on to it.
That was a great little toe drag and then very quick release there from McCark.
Yeah, let's see if I've got that one, because that is a stunner. Timeout called.
Yeah.
Great save.
Stampede calling that timeout.
And probably a pretty wise strategic move here to just settle everybody down.
Yeah, give their players a rest again. As far as I've been watching, they've been rolling 4Ds so far this game, so minute and a half, I think, to go.
Yeah, minute 39, I think it is. We'll see when the scoreboard comes back up, and we'll confirm that for you. The timing on the scorebug's a little bit off. It has to be because of a couple of things. Long story, but a minute 38, so he's pretty much right on that.
I suspect Coach Freer here will just saying clean face-off win, just get it in low, cycle the puck, kill the time.
Yeah, and this timeout here, I mean, I'm honestly, I'm worried how quickly they're going to drop this puck. I mean, here we go. So they're still not out there. And
You can't drop those in an offside position. Yep, there's the warning.
that's the delay.
Yeah.
There you go. And a wise one to take there, too. Ruski Jones holding on to it. Shot just beside Reason. Morris with it. Shot and a great glove save. Wow, that's a good one.
Devils need to be aggressive here and get on the puck, not wait for the puck to come to them. Minute 25 here to go.
And a face-off in that offensive zone. What a great glove save there by Reason. And now it's being held up. Hold on.
Referee was just checking with the scorekeeper.
Minute 27 officially on the clock. And the Red Devils down 1. Need to get this one back. Reason still in net, obviously, with the face-off over there, but now we're back at neutral ice. He's looking as to when to come off. I think they're going to be a little conservative with this because of the size of the ice, as they normally are. But there's not much time to be conservative here. With about a minute to go, Reese is going to take it up. And still looking. That puck goes to Morris.
Just getting waved over now.
And everybody's looking. And Brown getting it taken away from Ruski Jones. And everybody looking for a chance to pull off Reason. Now it goes. Comes in the zone. Low pass, and it's Freer with it. Empty net. He's going to have a shot, and that's a goal. And that will probably do it for the Red Devils today. And you see him come off. And it doesn't take long for that puck to get turned around and sent back in.
Quick turnover after just gaining the zone there.
And I'm surprised we haven't had a face-off yet, but here it is. 6-4 the score for the Stampede.
I think for the first time this game, they now put Amston and Burns back together.
And McIntosh losing an edge there. He is just having a heck of a game. I mean, physically, he's going to be beat up.
Would that be interference, taking out a player off the puck?
Sorry?
Would that be interference, taking out a player off the puck?
Well, one could say that, but, you know, if you want to start talking about, well, I intended to do it or didn't intend to do it, that's another discussion. But that wraps up the game. 6-4 the final. And, yeah, honestly, I don't feel like there was much between these two teams today.
Not at all. I think for probably 50 minutes of this game, the teams are very competitive. It was flowing both ways, both teams getting chances. We had a few minutes there where a couple of quick goals, a goal at the very end of the second period with from almost behind the goal line, throw it on net. Like, those little things add up, and credit to the Stampede that they took that chance and made it. But yeah, one goal might be of question through it, which then sort of put the Red Devils on the chasing it for the last 10 or so minutes of the game.
And they did exactly that. They chased as much as they could, but in the end, it was the composure of the Stampede that were there, keeping that 2-goal lead for a very long time, and just long enough. It did get back to 5-4, but in the end, that was enough for the visiting team from Queenstown to hold off the upstart Red Devils. And boy, that was an interesting game. And to be fair, like I'm not trying to pick on any referees or anything. They were quick on the face-offs consistently. They were applying everything consistently.
Yeah, and I'd noticed early puck drops throughout the first period and second period there. So not a surprise, but probably just the circumstances after a game. There was a hit after the whistle. Captain was talking to a referee, etc. Was enough time then to finish the line change.
Yep.
But hey, look, that's the way it's gone.
Yep.
The scores is in the books now.
It is in the books, and they have a chance tomorrow. So there's a little quirk here for anybody who's watching that's not in New Zealand, which is plenty of people I've seen. The game will start 1 hour later for you than it did today. And we'd love to have you back tomorrow, but it's a 25-hour gap between face-offs because daylight savings time ends here in New Zealand overnight. So it'll be the same time tomorrow, 4:45 drop for those of you here in New Zealand. But anybody watching overseas, it's an extra hour. And we would love to have you back because I cannot wait to see this game tomorrow. This is going to be very interesting, and there was just not that much between the two teams.
Yeah, indeed, very close, competitive. I'm sure Red Devils would love to learn a bit more from that, just gel a bit more with the two import players and two Australian players. Again, the two Australians, we didn't mention that, they only came in this week as well. So a lot of things to sort of learn from today and yeah, bring it back to the Stampede tomorrow.
And the you saw the chemistry building over the course of the game, so you know that will help. So let's do it again tomorrow. I think this was a good one, and I'm excited for tomorrow. I just hope we can get the good guys on the right side of things or whatever. But yeah, interesting game and a heck of a game to watch in April of all things.
Indeed.
So
we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Still in April.
Still in April. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you then.